What's up, boy buddies? We out here, Janae and Koja. She hit me up, good friend of mine, niece. I said, bro, I'll help you out best way I can. We're gonna try to save this dog. Right, we're gonna do everything that we can. She said, I want you to take it. I said, well, I could take it, but I think the best place for the dog would be with you, the original owner, where she's accustomed to. And I'll give you some tips to help you. So first thing that we had to do was an evaluation. We want to determine the type of issues that we're having, and we're going to try to adjust based off of that. So one of the problems that you was talking about was the dogs digging. Mm-hmm. You kind of open up the door, they go outside. I want to go over the process with you of the way that you're letting them out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? How they go around, when you let them out, the system, the process. Okay, so one of the first things that I want to go over with you is the process of letting the dog out. So you releasing the dog from confinement. Then they go outside. We want to let them know that this comes with a boundaries, or you're not just free to go and do as you please. Right? It's protocols, it's policies, it's procedures. And I want you to get in the habit of opening the gate. The dog doesn't just run out until you say, come out. Okay?
Okay.
When you come to the door, I want you to make the dog sit. I want you to get in, to be able to arrive at the place that you can open the door and the dog doesn't just bolt out. They wait for you to say, release it, and let them outside. All right, and we're gonna work our way up to that. You see the way I had the dog's attention.
Right.
Right? So part of that is because of the way that I'm controlling the dog with the leash.
Right.
So I'm actually, I go from slack to tight to tension.
Right.
So I want you to go over the way to properly use this leash.
Okay.
As a tool for communication with your dog. Okay? I'm gonna show you the proper way to walk the dog. So you're gonna use this walk as a purpose. Because remember, the dog was looking for something to do. Remember, they came up with this job of digging holes in your backyard?
Yeah.
We're gonna stop them from doing that.
Okay.
All right, because we're gonna replace that as their purpose with this brisk walk. Okay?
Okay.
We're gonna use this walk as our routine, our regular thing that we do together.
Okay.
And I'm gonna help you do that as a structured walk. So there's a way that we're gonna do this. So starting with, I want you to notice, you want to get to the point where you can have this loose.
Right.
Loose leash. And then she follows. Now you see how when she gets out of my perimeter,
mm-hmm.
I'm bringing her back in. This is called a correction. Okay, because you're out of position.
Right.
So I want to keep the dog in the proper position. So you're going to use this. You're going to give the dog slack and freedom as long as they are within this perimeter. Okay?
Okay.
Anytime that she gets out of the perimeter, you're going to tighten and give it tension. Or anytime that she's, doing a behavior, you're going to give it tension. And that's your way of communicating to the dog, you're out of position, you're out of place, pay attention, come back. We're going to limit the amount of praise and the amount of physical contact.
Okay.
Right? We're going to also limit the amount of verbal commands, verbal cues. Right now, in the very beginning, we're trying to establish focus. That's all I want to do. We want to train the dog to stay focused on me and what I got going on. What you have going on as the leader.
Okay.
And we're going to use the leash to correct the dog. Now, this dog is pretty responsive to this, tension on the neck.
Yeah, I've worked on that with her a lot.
Okay, you've done a great job with that.
Thank you.
You really got this dog very close to where you want her to be.
Yeah,
I think it's more about the way that you're establishing your communication.
I agree.
Right. So you gotta use this as the way, a place of discomfort. This might not be the right tool. I can do it because the dog is very responsive. You may need to get an actual training collar.
The choke chain.
A choker. You got one?
I had some, but her neck got too big for it.
Okay. So we just had to get another one.
Yep.
A larger size. And I might have one in my truck.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the first things that we gonna do with this dog is I'm gonna remind her Your job is to focus on me. How am I going to do that? Every time I'm going to set up scenarios. I'm going to set up situations for her to be distracted. Okay. So I'm going to set up a situation for her to make a mistake, and then I'm going to show her the behavior that I expect. Okay?
Okay.
So see how now she's looking the other way? Right? We're going to bring it back over here. No, this way. Now, with the way that you're going to be able to do that is through your walk. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk from here across the street. I'm going to pull up in this neighbor's yard. That's cool if I do that?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to give you a short, quick demonstration of the type of walk that I want you to do. I'm a briskly walk to a deliberate location destination. I'm going to walk over here to that tree and do an investigation. Then I'm going to go from the tree to the stop sign, right?
Okay.
And I'm not going to give the dog a chance to really do anything else like sniff, lick, or look.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
So as her like being my protective dog, right?
Right, she's going to be protective naturally of your space.
Yes. So like, you know how she was panning the whole time over that way,
right,
watching the mailman. So would that be a form of needing correction?
No.
Okay.
We trying to. I'm saying if we was on the walk, you know.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
No, I'm just asking questions.
Right. No, you good. If we on the walk, I'll show you.
Okay.
That's inappropriate. We're not looking all around. You're looking at me. We want eyes up here.
Okay.
So anytime I'm gonna be very limited with my praise. See how the dog took a step away, and then I brought her back into comfort. Right back into position, the proper position. See how she slacked. She got some tension. So I'm gonna just give you a quick demonstration. Let's go. No. Now you see how I'm out in front.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom. Doing about face. Keep the dog over here on this side. So what we want is this. You want to give the dog slack, right? This is where the dog is comfortable. Remember, the training lead is coming. The training lead is coming. So we're going to give the dog slack. She looking at you. We're going to keep the dog on this line. Head should be on the hip here. So anytime that the dog gets out of position, we just going straight up. Okay? And we're going to bring the dog back here to the hip. All right?
Okay.
Now, basic stuff. This can take you so far. Simple stuff that can take you, make a big difference. So we're going to bring it right here. And we're going to give it slack. This is the amount of slack that we have. Now, if we have to make a really strong correction, we can always turn our entire body like this. Again, we're going to keep the dog in this position, though. Right here on the hip, head on the hip, foot on the heel. All right?
Okay.
So we're going to keep it right here. This is how you're going to properly hold it. If you got to make a correction in the position or the behavior or the attention, we're going to do it like this. We're going to go straight up, right? Because this not only, good. See, we getting that eye contact. She like, hey, wait a minute. What's going on? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Right now, this is time for praise. This is what we want. Why you doing that? You know what I mean? Why you keep on tugging on my neck like that?
Yeah.
Well, as long as you here, you don't have to worry about me doing that. Right? So bring the dog back over here. Right? Back in position. See how I adjusted her neck?
Yeah.
See how I used that to adjust her neck? And you want to give her some slack. So you can always pull it up. Okay? Pull it up like that. When we put the training collar on, what'll happen is those links will make a noise. Okay. And that's a cue for the dog to tighten up. To tighten up. Right. So it's right here. You know, we just want to keep this dog here. Anytime that she turns her head or whatever, we bringing it back into this space. Right here. Okay. And in this space, you get slack. In this space right here, this proximity, this zone, you are comfortable.